Hey guys, welcome back to the SFO Rise of the Rat Ikit campaign. This is my first Skaven campaign. It's actually my first SFO campaign since the most recent update to that mod. So we're kind of discovering things as we play through. Yes, I know you can read through all the verbiage that Vinrus and company write up about the changes in each new release of the mod, but I just kind of like discovering things on my own. I did watch his video a few months back where he talked about some of the changes, so I can kind of remember that, for example, they updated the technology tree. They broke it up into multiple categories here, which sounded really exciting, and I know there were a few other changes that he talked about that I was pretty excited by as well. But then I have subsequently forgotten many of them, so we're rediscovering them as we go here with Ikit. So, anyway, as always, and I don't mention this as often as I should, please do let me know if you have any particular advice or commentary, things that you'd like to see, names that you want me to give to heroes or lords or anything like that. I'm always happy to listen to suggestions. We just try to keep things thematic on this channel, however, so, I'm not going to be naming any heroes or lords after, like real world people or whatever, but you get the idea. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back into it. So far, Ikit's plans have gone pretty much as planned, maybe a little bit slower than he might have liked, but he is biding his time currently in Skavenblight while we are building up this settlement here, our capital, to get a lot of buildings that we need. Next up on the agenda, we're going to finish this hidden lair, which is going to allow us to recruit a couple of Clan Eshin's famous assassins. We're then subsequently going to destroy, we'll demolish this building. Afterward, I'm only building it just so that we can get the assassins, and then we'll go ahead and switch that building slot over to something else. And then the really big one coming up is, of course, the Warpstone Tractor Beam. 3 turns away from that, and then once we have that, we will be able to start recruiting in some rattling guns, warp fire throwers, and warplock Jezzails into our armies. Obviously, we're going to put a decent number of those in Ikit's army. I'd kind of like to get maybe a couple of each in the other armies as well, depending on how much we can afford. But one thing I don't really like doing is doing like complete doom stacks. Now, Skaven don't really have what I would think of as a doom stack. I think that a lot of people would just say a weapons team army is a doom stack. To me, that's not really what I think of as a doom stack. When I think of a doom stack, I think of like one particularly good unit, like ad nauseum, filling out the entire 20-unit roster. And I don't really think the Skaven have something like that counts as a doom stack. But maybe if you want to consider like nothing but Jezzails and rattling guns to be a doom stack, to me that's a kind of a flawed army. But we're going to be doing that anyway. We're going to always have kind of a mix of different units because I like combined arms. To me it feels more realistic. It makes the battles just feel better, feel more like real battles as far as I'm concerned. So. Anyway, enough said about all that. We are going to wait until we get this building built, of course, and then we're going to recruit in some weapon teams units, as many as we can afford, but we're going to just continue to have some kind of a front line in Ikit's army as well. Plus, a little bit of artillery would be really nice as well. That's something that we're completely lacking right now. And in fact, I might be no, I'm not building the artillery building yet. That's probably what we're going to do with the hidden lair after we demolish with this building slot after we demolish the hidden lair. We'll replace it with the artillery building, and then we'll at least get some plague claw catapults or something like that into at least one army, hopefully into all of our armies, again, based on what we can afford. Okay, our food situation is looking okay, but Ikit is always looking out for opportunities to increase food. One thing that we are doing is we're going to be switching over our commandment here to exploitative planning. That way, we can exploit, maximize our food, and I really want to try to live as much of this campaign as possible in the plentiful food category here. That is going to allow us to take new settlements at higher tiers, of course. All right, anyway, I think enough said about all that. There's really, I think, we've already moved everybody for this turn, so yeah. So I think we're going to be well, not you, but he needs to stay in Magritta for the replenishment and also for the public order. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started here with an intern. I guess I'll check my diplomacy really quickly. I probably did this in the last episode. I'm trying to avoid good relations, or basically any kind of an agreement, any kind of a treaty with Morgur, because we do want to turn around and Skavenishly stab him in the back as soon as we get a good opportunity to destroy his Herdstone. I do not want to live, I should say Ikit does not want to live with the shadow of constant attrition every time he moves around in this province, which is currently what we're going to have as long as that Herdstone stays there and this Chaos and Divided Corruption stays as high as it is. We want to replace that, of course, with Skaven Corruption. So, okay, and let me just refresh my memory here on our mission objectives. We're only 5 away from finishing Grow Your Forces, so that'll be good. Oh, I do remember one thing I did want to change from last episode is I'm currently, which one am I even doing here? I'm currently researching, what am I currently researching? Doesn't tell me. 4 turns. Oh, it's this one right here. I'm driven by hunger, I guess, which would be nice to have, but I'm going to switch it for now. In 1 turn, we can get our rat force generation up another +5. It does cost us 5,000, but I'm probably never going to be sitting as comfortably on a treasury, a reserve treasury like I am right now. So I am going to go ahead and do this. Get our rat force up. We are, of course, losing food right here for generating rat force. This one is nice because we don't lose food. Okay, now I think we're ready to go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and start with an intern. Alright, pretty unexciting, uneventful intern right there. We did get our population surplus. Oh, this is interesting. Reichland Confederated Nordland. And Ikit we got ourselves a trait here of Constructor. That'll be very nice. Although he's probably going to be in the vanguard attacking enemy territory, so he'll probably get very little benefit out of that particular trait, but whatever. Okay, and our technology researched, of course. So we got lots of buildings built. We got wars declared that don't really concern us too overly much right now. First things first, we do want to go ahead and recruit 2 assassins and then demolish this building. Since we only have 2 assassins to choose from, then obviously these will be the ones we take. So we've got Scheif the Experimenter, Daggers in the Dark, Hero Self-Defense, Missile Resistance, and Enemy Leadership Aura Size. Not really great as far as I'm concerned, but we're probably going to use him more as a field agent anyway. And then the other one is going to be Tincture Adept. This is Vermes. This is Hero Action Success Chance +10, Wound Recovery Time +1 turns, Vigor Loss Reduction -10%. Again, fairly underwhelming, although I do like that Hero Action Success Chance +10%. So we will go ahead and roll with the 2 of those, and as I said, demolish that building right there. We're going to replace it with the artillery building, which of course will be Construction Cavern. That's going to take us 3 turns. Okay. I can reduce that by switching back to this. However, yeah, I definitely want to reduce it. I really do want to reduce it. So We'll accept not maxing out the food for this turn. Meanwhile, not quite ready to switch things around too terribly much, but I could get some of these units into one of these other armies. Right now, these armies are mostly just providing public order. They're not really capable of fighting any serious enemies. I could actually just come over here and start raiding for the food. We would get 8 food out of raiding over here. I could probably get away with doing that. I won't be replenishing, and I won't be providing public order, but it's okay. Woo! We're actually getting the Chaos Undivided to decrease here. You know what I need to do? I need to get one of those assassins up here so I can see what's going on between Morgur and Fey Enchantress. If I pull you out, put you in... Okay, you can move a lot farther in march stance, but you're going to suffer attrition. That's okay. That's alright. Your units are so crappy, we don't really care if you suffer attrition. And then...
I say, move!
What we'll do... We'll move Medable next turn into Magritta, and we'll maybe that, or we'll use him to do the raiding, or we'll move Anuj of Mordheim over here to do some raiding. Now this doesn't count. This is not owned by Morgur, so he should not be angry with us if we do raid over there. We'll just basically be raiding the poor farmers, the poor Estalian farmers who have remained behind despite all of the horrible things that have happened to their country. Okay, meanwhile, we have Ikit Claw. Ikit Claw's really got some serious winds and magic issues over here, but there's nothing to be done about it. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just leave him in March Stance. We did find out in a different campaign that you can get the Supervisor trait, which he does not currently have. You can get that from... You know what? I'm not going to do it because that's not very realistic. But you can be garrisoned inside a settlement and not actually move, but still get the Supervisor trait if you put your stance into March. But that actually, now that I think about it, feels a little bit like an exploit. Not a very serious one, but it is a little bit of a cheat. Okay, so we're not going to do that. I think we have now accounted for all of our heroes and armies. So let's go ahead.
Engineer of Scryer. I like this plot.
I just want to make sure if I do move him out, can I?
Legs, tails, move.
Yes, I can put him in no, not ambush stance, Michael. Yes, I can put him in raiding stance and still get him into that territory next turn. Okay, that'd be fine. That will be fine. All right. So back to diplomacy. Let's just check really quickly if anything has changed. Yes. We now have Grom the Paunch added to our potential friends here. Now, I'm a little bit more tempted. I don't know lore-wise whether this would be thematic to do or not, so maybe we'll hold off on it. I don't really like breaking the lore in terms of diplomacy, but I could see the fact that we're definitely going to have to deal with Bretonia before we deal with Grom the Paunch. Let's just see how much you would give us. 246. It's not really worth it. Okay. Alright, so coming back here, we can also go ahead and upgrade Magritta. Can we start collecting income? I don't I don't see why not. Provincial instability is still hurting us from a public order standpoint, but we're in this middle area. As long as I stay in this middle area, I think we'll be okay. So every little bit of money helps. And these are our only 2 provinces, so I hate to have half of our settlements not collecting any taxes. Okay, now back to research. Now we'll go ahead and go back to driven by hunger. +2 for clan rat units. That's good. And I think then we're probably all ready. Oh, you know, I just realized I'm going to have to recruit yet another lord, because I was going to use this one, Beatable. I was going to use him to switch out units. Just checking the loyalty here. So all of our lords are at 10 loyalty. Yeah, we can get away with recruiting another one. That's fine. Our money situation is okay. All right, let's go ahead and do one more in turn here, and then we'll get the army growing, get the weapons teams recruited. Mad Mulletson is coming up. Okay, so follow regain, Bell Polisher, that's good. We definitely like those Plague Priests. The second front, there we go, recruited another Lord. Alright. One more reason to do it. Pirates of Sartosa and Bretonia. Interesting. Okay, Araness is going to war now with 2 Bretonian factions. Ikit Claw is almost up to full. We are, like I said, going to go ahead and build this. Our money situation's still okay, but next turn it's going to start getting really expensive. We're going to go ahead and switch you over to local recruitment capacity +2. Do I really want to do that? Probably not, because it costs 10 food. No, we got to do it. We got to do it for growing the army as quickly as possible. At least we're not reduced, and in time. No, I was kind of hoping that this would increase our number of recruitment slots. Does this increase our number of... Yes. Local recruitment capacity. +1 and +2. Okay, that'll be nice. That will be very nice indeed. Alright, so, as mentioned previously, we're going to take you and move you over to here. And we're going to put you in raiding. What? Am I still in my own territory here? Oh, no, of course, it's not owned. I'm still getting the food, I'm just not getting any money out of it, of course. That makes sense. And then we're losing 10 public order, but if I do move you into here, now you're getting replenished, and our public order is break even. That's good. We encountered the churning Gulf Raiders. Okay. So we'll get some food there. That should offset the change in commandment that we're about to make over here. And like I said, starting next turn, we'll recruit another Lord. We'll shift around some of these units, and we'll start recruiting in weapons teams and artillery, all of the above, into Ikit's army. Okay, so, and we gained another... Mission objective there. Let's check our diplomacy. We're at 103, which is not great. Ooh, that's interesting. Morger very clearly lost a battle to probably the Fey Enchantress. And is super weak right now. This would be a good time to attack him, but we're just too many turns away from being able to do it. Broken Axe. Now Grom is also super weak.
You need something from the great.
He would give us 1,000. I don't desperately need 1,000. It's a little tempting, but I'm not going to do it. All right. Yeah, Ikit Claw likes being a kind of a free agent. He's unaffiliated and a little bit crazy. Okay, so Vermis, we're going to send you this way.
Move again soon.
Keeping an eye on the dwarfs in particular, but also the wood elves could come down this way. All right, and then over here we've got Scheif the Experimenter. Wow. Holy cow, look at how slow he is. How many turns? Well, actually, okay, that green circle is not really indicative of how far he can move. I was going to say that was a little ridiculous. Okay. Still not fast, but he'll get there eventually, and like I said, I want to keep eyes on what's going on up here with the Fey Enchantress in particular. Okay. And that means that we're now getting +1 public order here. We're still getting +11 right there, so that's all good. And you're already building everything you should build. You are 3 turns away. And food-wise, you're growing fairly quickly. That's okay. And then, obviously, we can't colonize this until we take care of Bill Bally. Bill Bally is a size 10 garrison. That's, you know, it's a minor settlement battle with the, you know, the Herdstone particular battlefield, which is a little bit of a challenge, but we could certainly take that. It's just so far away, I can't.
Warp lightning.
I'm debating whether or not to try to take it with these 2 armies. They're so weak. The units are such rubbish. I don't think even these 2 armies together would be able to do it. All right, fair enough. We'll do it with Ikit Claw. Okay, so check. I don't think I need to check diplomacy again. Let's just go ahead and go straight into another end turn. And next turn, we're really going to start getting some stuff done. Okay, this is huge. This is very huge. So now that we have finished the construction of the Warpstone tractor beam and the construction cavern, soon the world will know, everyone will know Ikit Claw's name. And soon after that, everyone will fear Ikit Claw's name. Yes, yes. Okay. Let's get started. Triangulation right here? Or do I want to go magic? Now, we want to go triangulation because we're going to be boosting the strength of our weapons teams with him. I think that's more valuable than making him by himself stronger. We're going to go ahead and recruit a lord here. We'll recruit. I do already have a warlock master, right? We know we need at least one of those. Sheaf, you're an assassin. Medable, you are a warlock master. Okay. And Anuj, you are a Grayseer of Plague. Alright, so when we recruit a new lord, maybe a warlord, 5 through 10, so loyalty is good. Maniacal crazy. The generals of the Skaven clans are the strongest, cleverest, and least trusting rats in all the Under Empire. They have cleared their way to the top and will do anything to remain supreme. So they get Skaven Brew as an innate ability. Interesting. Causes fear and terror. Enemy hero action. It's not great. It's not one of my favorites, but it's okay. We'll take it. Toxide the Corrupted. And his loyalty is 9. We finish a second front. Our money situation still looks okay. And what we're going to do with Toxide here is we are going to take these and these. That's 6 units. 8 units. How many can we recruit with Ikit Claw right now? We can recruit 7. Wow. Holy cow. Oh, we've got... Okay, so I forgot. SFO has unit caps. So we're not going to be recruiting nearly as many as I was thinking of, but that's okay. That's fine. We know we want a Plague Claw Catapult. We know we want another Warplock Giselle. We've already got 2 Rattling Guns. Let's do 3 and 3. That gets us up to 16. 3 and 3 I think I'm okay with. And then we have room to go ahead and recruit in. What do you have now? You've got 1, 2, 3 spears. Let's get a 4th spear. Oh, we're out of money. Oof, boy, did we burn through our money quickly. That happens. Okay, so in other words, it wasn't so important that we have this commandment after all. That's fine. We're now going to switch back over to the food generated.
Engineer of Scryer.
Maybe we go with... Maybe we go with 1 less Giselle here. We have the useful... Ikit's useful troop soldiers. And maybe a 2nd Giselle. That gives us enough money now that we can still recruit 3 more units. Yeah, those Giselles and those Rattling Guns are super expensive, which makes sense. They probably ought to be. Okay, so what that means is these things all take 2 turns. I don't need to recruit this yet. So again, it was a mistake to go ahead and change that commandment, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll get started on the first turn of recruiting these, and then... I could go ahead and recruit into this army with maybe 700. No, we're 1 turn away from getting the recruitment rank +2 for clan rat units. So we'll wait until next turn then to do any clan rat recruiting. Okay, it's fine. So,
Sorcery. Death. My technocracy.
You know what I may want to do, though? There's no real advantage to recruiting into Ikit Claw's army directly, or is there? He's recruiting them at rank 2. You would recruit, if I recruit this, yep, you'd recruit them at rank 2. And we can do another one. Okay. And so what he's going to do, he's going to get started recruiting the Plague Claw catapults, and he's going to keep one for his own army, and then give one of these other two lords one of them as well. Okay.
Where am I,
We're burning through our
schematics?
money uber quickly here, but that sometimes is going to happen. And I would like to have enough money to actually level this up as well. I don't know whether we're going to be able to, but we do need to fight a battle soon anyway. Otherwise, it's going to be a really boring video, a really boring episode. Now you,
Murder job.
Vermis, I'm going to move you a little
Find warp stones.
in this direction. Just want to get some advanced warning if the dwarfs decide to come this way, or the wood elves. And also, no harm in keeping an eye on Aranessa. And then this assassin is going to head up this way.
Assassinating.
Shife the Experimenter. Public order is okay here in Skavenblight.
More warpstone. Now, now.
Public order is okay. Not spectacular, obviously, but it's okay over here in Estalia. I'll check the diplomacy again now. At this point, maybe... No, not worth it for that pittance of money. What about Grom?
Bothering Grom
1100.
for?
No, it's still not worth it. Even though we now are suffering from more money issues, it's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and do
Clay, harbinger of doom.
one more end turn. Okay, I like that. I approve of this. Aranessa looks like she is trespassing in the Dwarven territory there. Presumably, they are not allied. Faction destroyed, one of the Bretonnian factions. Mission successful. This is very much needed. Glad to get this. So we're getting a Talisman of Protection. That's huge. And a War Banner. That's nice. And some money, which is nice as well. Recruit rank +2 for Clan Rats. And the Dominating Scheme has expired. Savage Blow. Okay. Let's go ahead and while I'm thinking about it, Ikit is of course going to take that
Good scheme.
Going to take that Talisman of Preservation for himself, because of course he is. That's what any good Skaven Lord would do. The War Banner, I'll actually allow...
I foresee successes.
Where are you at? Talkside the Corrupted. I'm going to allow you to take this War Banner. And then let's make sure that we've got the Bell Polishers on the assassins. We certainly don't need to have the Bell Polisher on Ikit Claw. Okay. Ikit Claw, now you are almost recruited there. Plus you have room. Oh, but never mind, we can't recruit anymore. Scratch that idea. Oh, this is interesting. Why did we lose one of our... Oh, we dropped. That's why. We dropped down and lost our first turn of the Plague Claw Catapult here. That's okay. It's certainly not that big of a deal.
Ikit Claw.
But anyway, the two of you can't move. Medable, you are fine. I think you're continuing to help the public order here. Scheif, the experimenter. You need to get up here, and we do indeed have news reports through our network of Eshin spies here, reporting that both the Wood Elves and the Bretonnians are invading Beastman territory over here. Meanwhile, we've lost the replenishment that we were getting right here. That's interesting, but we still need to continue to keep raiding for the food. Let's also remember that we do have this this Warp Storm Doom Rocket. It's in our back pocket. Can use it at any time. I could also do this, and there's no reason not to, actually. Recruitment cost minus 30% for all units. So what we're going to do, let me double check right here. You... If I were to recruit a Plague Claw Catapult at 1400, it would take 2 turns. If I cancel this now, and then I do this, this doesn't cost us anything. It lasts for 5 turns. Can't do it again for another 15 turns, but this is going to help us in a bunch of different ways. The only downside to doing it is that it's going to preclude us from doing any other rights for the next 5 turns, but that's okay. Now we can turn around and start doing this again, and it is indeed much less expensive. However, there's no reason to even start it yet, because we... Oh no, Michael! No, never mind. No! Why is it 3 turns? It's 3 turns because we lost. Oh, that was dumb. Alright, well, never mind then. Not going to worry about it. Okay, it is what it is. I just lost out on a Plague Claw Catapult because of that, but that's alright. These are the kind of blunders that I'm kind of famous for making, and they're not going to hurt us too much. I could also do some global recruiting, but I'm not going to do that. What we really need to do is we need to get our food up, and we're in the process of doing it because we have now, this is the first term, the first end turn coming up, I think, that we're going to have both the exploitative planning and the raiding happening. So we should get a pretty good shot in the arm right there for our food. And then, coming into next turn, we'll have this. What I'm actually going to need to do then is I'll probably want to move these Clan Rat Spears back into Ikit's army.
Engineer of Skryre.
Let's go ahead and move on ahead here, but I don't want to get him too far away. I just want to keep an eye. That's not Belagar. And it's not the world's strongest army, but it's not weak either. Okay. We're going to stay here for now. We could also... We don't have any agreements with Aranessa. And if we see Aranessa lose a fight... Oh, no, we do. We've got a non-aggression pact. My mistake. Okay. Well, not that we're Skaven. It's not like we would be above breaking that and backstabbing her, but... I don't know, actually. That might even be something we might want to do. We'll continue to keep an eye on the situation over here. If we get an opportunity where Aranessa is very much weakened, then we could definitely consider backstabbing her. And meanwhile, then we do want to keep an eye on what's going on over here. Alright. Other than that, we're not moving any of our armies. Research available. We do want all of these probably eventually. I don't really care too much about the recruit ranks for Skaven slaves, but the upkeep, I don't really care too much about the upkeep for Skaven slaves either. Speed is really good. Don't care too much about the Night Runners and Gutter Runners. We're not going to be using many of those, but we do eventually want to be running up this way, which means we have to take it at some point. But I think hit and run is going to be a higher priority. Maybe also always more besides. And strength in numbers. In fact, I'm going to go strength in numbers. Because we are going to be fighting for a while with some clan rats in our armies. Okay. And let's go ahead and do one more intern. Then we'll start bringing Ikit. We'll start moving him either east or west, but with the intent of actually launching a major offensive. Oh, that's a bummer. Very disappointed in Aranessa. Well, that pretty much settles it. We're going to probably now definitely move westward. We're already at war with the Fey Enchantress anyway, so it probably makes more sense for us to head that way. Anyway, we're not at war with the Wood Elves, but I suspect we will be soon. And Morgur looks like he's now in a boat on the water for some reason. Not sure what that's all about. Okay. Ikit, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take Toxide the Corrupted. And we're going to go ahead and give these clan rats to Ikit. Ikit's now at 19. And if he goes in March stance, this is how far he can go, and he would suffer attrition. If I move him in tunneling stance, he can actually go farther and not suffer attrition. So I think that's a pretty easy decision then. There we go. And... okay, he's not... yes, right there. I can tell he's not getting any replenishment, but that's okay. At least he's almost at full strength. This is a little bit of a concern right here. But it's alright. It's okay. Yeah, we're getting really good food right now. That's what we want to see. And we're probably one away from grow... yeah, we're one away from finishing Grow Your Forces. I'm going to continue to grow the food here. I shouldn't say grow the food. I don't think Skaven grow their food. I take it back. They do. They grow their giant fungi caverns. Okay, but they also obviously get food from other sources. I suspect they eat meat. And then we're going to take Toxide. You're going to move into Skaven Blight. I don't desperately need to grow his army right now unless I'm going to commit to making it a viable army. But what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and recruit one just to finish the Grow Your Forces mission objective. Medable and Anuj, you're back to getting some replenishment. I have a hard time figuring out how the replenishment works in SFO, but whatever. Negrita, this is 980. This is going to help our control. We'll do it. Do I care about my iron production? Eventually, it's going to... no. It's going to reduce... actually, it will reduce the corruption. It might be worth doing just for that. Alternatively, the Stallia could use some additional defenses. It could also use more money, for sure. And it could also use food. I don't think I need to build any military buildings here right now. This is going to give us an additional 20%. I don't think it's worth it right now. We're really not making enough to make that worth it. And I cannot... Oh, I've already got that built. Never mind. Okay, I think we'll go with the food. Food is always useful. And we're 4 turns away from also being able to level up to borrow, if we had the money. Now, with this money that we have,
Great one.
is there any reason? No. He's not in a good position to launch an offensive. So we're going to make do with these 3 armies over here against whatever is convenient to attack. Okay, Ikit Claw, you have now 5 weapon teams, 1 Doomflayers, and 1 Plague Claw catapults. You're also losing Winds of Magic, which is unfortunate, but it happens. Vermis, if Aranessa and the dwarfs are going to avoid each other, we're going to start to pull you back this way. And then meanwhile, we have another assassin over here who I may end up moving into Ikit's army just for the bonus to replenishment. But for now, I think he's okay where he's at. He's able to keep an eye on all 4 of these potential enemy armies right now.
My lady will not
Only
allow
one of
it.
them is currently an enemy, but that's Orion right there. I'll bet you that's a super strong army. How strong is Orion? He's Tolson, right?
Yes.
Yep. He's pretty strong. Stronger than we are, anyway. And Wood Elf armies do tend to... it feels like they tend to overperform. Alright, I think we're fine. Hero not moved. Yeah, I'm going to leave you where you are. Lord not moved. Yeah, I'm going to leave you where you are for the time being. It's all good. We're getting good food out of it. We should be up and finally into the plentiful food category next turn, I think. Let's go ahead, check our diplomacy really quickly. I'm probably not going to declare war on Orion while I'm still at war with the Fey Enchantress. I don't want to have too many enemies at the same time. Okay, no idea what Aranessa is doing.
What will Skaven
Okay, we're going to turn him down, obviously. Non-aggression pact without giving me any offer of money at all. Okay, we lost track of the Bretonnian army. They're not on our mini-map anymore. Kegs of Boom. During a raid on a minor dwarf outpost, one of your lords captures a dwarven powder hall. We can get the odd powder keg, which gives us flash bomb, which is... it's fine, but I don't want to spend 1,000 on it. We can set it alight for 4,000. That might be what I want to do here, but... expand tunnels. This is growth in all provinces. I don't think I want to do this because growth is not our concern right now. Our concern is more money. And then we have Give It to the Lord, Boom Master, and bonus experience. Boom Master is upkeep for Plague Claw catapults and Warp Lightning Cannon units. I'm going to set it alight for the money, and also I think that's plenty thematic for us to delight in setting a powder hall on fire. So we'll do that. Got a grand banner of clan superiority. Very good. Okay. All right. Ikit Claw.
More warpstone. Now, now.
We can now move you up here. We have no visibility to Enemy armies. Where did Orion go? He must have gone into ambush stance, right? It's okay. He's not our enemy. So we'll move you up this way. See if we can spot what's going on here. That's not Orion.
Scurry forward.
Keep going. Okay, no idea where they are now. Interesting. And Morgur is back in Bilbali. What we want to do is we want Morgur to move. We would still suffer attrition if we're in channeling stance. So I'm just going to continue to move in tunneling stance, I guess.
To under Empire. Go, go.
Now, yeah, we're in the high category. We're at 82%. I think I'll continue to raid for the time being. You
Kill things.
You can stay here for one more turn.
Clan Scryer.
Because if we... No, you're not close enough. Okay, scratch that. I'm going to pull you out. I'm going to put you in... Ooh. Spread the rot. Army does become hidden. And it spreads Skaven corruption. That's a little bit underwhelming, I got to be honest with you. A little bit underwhelming on the Skaven. I forgot that SFO gives every faction a new stance. It's okay. It's not a problem. So, he's now close enough that he could support an attack on Bilbali if Morgur moves out. And circumstances look favorable for us making that kind of an attack. Meanwhile, we are losing the public order here. Yeah, I do want to try to keep it above -25. I could always turn off the collect income if it comes down to it.
Good, yes, yes.
Right here, we're slowly growing. And we're getting our food. I think I might do one more turn of the food right here. And then we'll switch over to... Don't need control. We'll probably switch over to the growth. Okay. Oh, I got a Warlock Engineer. Michael, you can recruit Warlock Engineers now. Oh, I already have one. Never mind. Yeah, I guess that's what Ikit starts out with, isn't it? Yep, sure enough. Okay. Alright, got excited there for a moment. Let's go ahead, check our diplomacy. Nothing exciting happening there. Lord not moved, yeah, okay. Hero not moved. I'm just going to continue to keep an eye on what's going on over here. Okay, that's fine. Alright. We may not get a battle this episode. That's a little disappointing. If I have the chance to do it next turn, maybe we still can. Okay. Let's go ahead and do an end turn. Alright, there goes Morgur. He left Bilbali. And he went into hidden encampment stance. So he's still now close enough to turn around and attack Bilbali if we take it. Strength in numbers, okay. It's good timing. And here's the question. Bill Bally, only size 10 garrison. We can certainly beat that. We're close enough to attack this turn. We're close enough to support with Medieval, but he would then be in March stance, which means he could easily be ambushed by Morgur. And if we take a look at how strong Morgur is, he's obviously not as strong as we are, but he's strong enough that he would absolutely be able to destroy this army. So what we could do instead...
Where are my schematics?
What is... This is disappointing. The Chaos Corruption is going back up again. That's annoying. Alright, let's think about this for a moment. We're now at 96%, so like I said, I can change this over to growth. Casualty replenishment rate doesn't matter. We're going to lose some control, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. You...
Master.
We're going to get everybody moved up this way.
We camp here. Move when more sleep high.
And in preparation for an attack at the beginning of next turn.
Of Skaven Blight.
That's what we'll do.
Big build cannon. Rest systems now.
That's okay with me. Let me just... No, this doesn't say that we're protected from attrition. That would have made this stance much more worthwhile if it would have protected us from attrition, but it doesn't say that we do. So I'm going to put you in offensive in camp as well and move you up this way. And the anticipation then is that we will attack Bill Bally next turn with all three armies, and we'll be in a much better position to deal with Morgur. If Morgur moves back into Bill Bally, we might still attack and just wipe him out. Okay, let's go ahead. Really quickly run through this. And since there hasn't been
I lead.
a battle in this episode, I'm gonna go a little bit longer. I'm gonna go another intern. Hero not moved. Yeah, we definitely want to just continue to keep eye. Okay, this is interesting. That's worth keeping an eye on right there. And meanwhile, our other assassin, Scheif. Let's just come closer to Castle Carcassonne. Hold on, stop. And that is not the Fey Enchantress. How strong is she? And who is she at war with? Okay, she's at war with us and Aranessa and Morgur. And she's stronger than Morgur, and she hasn't...
Kill list.
And she hasn't actually fought any battles against Aranessa, so I don't know where she herself is. But for right now, it's just us and Morgur. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and do... I'm going to set myself up for whatever the next one might be. Yeah, let's do scavenging runs, and then after that we'll do the leadership for clan rat units. Meanwhile, our rat force is up to 115. So if we had more money, we could start... Ooh, actually, for 25... Yeah, let's do this. That's worth it. We can afford that for now. Then later on, yeah, we'll start taking some more of these other things. Start using our rat force, yeah. Like control could be good. Casualty replenishment rate could be good. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this stuff. That one's going to take 10 turns. Yeah. Okay, feel pretty good about all that. All right, so let's go ahead and do another in turn. Morger is doing exactly what we wanted. He's raiding her territory. He's now 2 turns away from coming back to attack us if we take Bill Bally. And with any luck... Now, I was going to say, with any luck, she'll wipe him out before he leaves Bretonia, but actually, I wouldn't mind fighting him. That could be a fun battle. And it's a winnable battle, at least with Ikit's army. It probably isn't winnable with any others. But what we're going to do... One thing I have learned is that when I try to push my recording length too long, I increase the chances of my recording getting corrupted. It has happened multiple times. So I am going to go ahead and wrap this one up here, but we are going to start out the next episode then with this attack on Bill Bally. So I do promise a battle in the next episode, and an important one, and very likely multiple battles in the next episode. But we're finally, after biding our time, getting our weapon teams, units assembled, sneaking our way up here, sneaky, we are going to launch the first great Ikit Claw offensive and show the world what our weapon teams are capable of. In fact, what we might want to do, we might even want to upgrade. No, I don't want to upgrade and spend our food ahead of time, because I want to have the food to be able to occupy it at a higher tier. But anyway, we will do all that in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you then.